Coming up on Koch's Business Builders, the formula for a perfect pricing strategy, how to handle seasonal slowdowns in your business, and a couple of Aussie blokes show it's not just polite to share, but profitable too. Hello, welcome to Koch's Business Builders. We have a cracking show ahead of us today. Some fascinating businesses, including Go-Get. Now, the biggest challenge in business today is getting pricing right. Getting the right pricing for products and services to sell to customers. Get it wrong and you'll go broke. So, how do you price right? Let's find out. Hiwa started Motifex, his audio and video recording business 5 years ago. He's got some loyal customers, but is struggling to identify the right pricing point for his services and attract new takers. Our pricing guru, Julia Bickerstaff, comes to the rescue to explain the do's and don'ts of building the right pricing strategy.
Pricing is a big issue for a lot of businesses. How have you been going about your pricing?
I've been trying to basically find the right way to not to be at the bottom top or like from top bottom, or just somehow that I can beat my competitors and at the same time not to be sounding very cheap as well.
So just about setting prices, I normally look at it at covering your costs, first of all.
Yes.
And that's a very interesting point because a lot of small businesses don't cover their costs very well. And the second way we look at it is through competitors. What does everyone else charge?
Yes.
And the third way is a way that you already touched on, which was about customers and what they expect to see for a price. So have you had a look at sort of what your costs are and what your sort of minimum price would need to be to cover your costs and make a profit?
It is very difficult. Being a creative and a musician, I usually spend more time than what I'm supposed to do, and that's the part actually I usually have to omit because people don't really care about that. What they want is just a final product.
So what I would do is absolutely, so look at all the fixed costs, the costs of, this fantastic setup you've got here, and work out what an annual cost for that would be, and then work out roughly sort of how many hours a year you'll sort of operate in the business. So then, the total number of hours of the year are available and you could apportion it that way. And then have a real think about your time, because everybody sort of undercuts their time. And that will give you a sort of quite chunky number. And that's a number you can't go below. It's not the number you should set your price at, because we'll look at that in a minute of other things, but it's a number that you know that if you set it less than that, you're not going to make money.
Yes.
Then the next one is you look at what your competitors are doing. And, I'm sure you've got a big band of competitors, and there's some at the top end at price pretty highly, I'd imagine, and there's probably some, cowboys down here that are very, very cheap, and you just can't work out how they can do it for that. Right. And the important thing for you is to decide, where do you want to fit into that spectrum? Where do you think is the right place to be, given the service that you're offering? Pricing is something that customers look at, but it's not the only thing that they look at. And the very interesting thing is that people often judge the quality of something by the price. And some people won't come because they actually won't buy the cheapest. So it's better to focus on, the fantastic things that you do and why you're different and why your price is the price it is. So the third thing that you need to think about is, who are those customers that you actually want to come here, that you are doing this for? And look at what they think of is, affordable. How do they measure the value of something? So people might spend $60 on grooming their dog. So a hairdresser could have a look and see, well, they pay $60 for dog grooming, so I can spend $240 grooming them, because they're going to spend a lot more on themselves than they are their dog. And it's a way of thinking about the customer, thinking, what other things does your customer spend its money on? And what level are they choosing to help you put yourself in the right buckets?
It really doesn't seem that hard to follow that sort of pricing model, does it? If you want more tips from Julia on how to price your products and services correctly, go to the website. It's all there.